Tato for everybody and welcome to the VA. Today's episode is going to be a little different because I'm going to go on a solo camping trip on the motorcycle. Something that we want to do as a family, but I'm going to take it on first as a little bit of an experiment and figure out what the right setup is and what we need to take to make it a successful trip for the family. So I'm going to start by sharing what I think I'm going to need, and then when I get back we'll see if it was a success or not. First of all, we don't have a tent, so I'm going to be taking a hammock with some tree straps. As this is Washington, I should be able to find trees. Got a sleeping bag for tonight, as well as some warm clothing, so some thermal layers, as well as a down vest and some thicker socks. Rain gear, just in case it rains. There's no weather in the forecast, but the Olympic Peninsula is, at least parts of it are considered a rainforest, so probably doesn't hurt to be extra cautious on that side. I'm going to be bringing some camera gear just to record along the way, so we got a gimbal, GoPros, some batteries, microphone, that sort of thing, some odds and ends, electronics and cables, an extra flashlight, a headlamp, and I got toiletries, things like deodorant and medicine and contacts, wipes, medicine like ibuprofen and stuff, and then packing food so I don't have to buy anything out, hopefully. Got some leftover pizza in here, and probably be taking some of this bread that just finished baking. Bringing a lighter so that I can start a fire if I want to. And for zombie insurance, I've got the Glock 19, or for bears or other sort of pests that might threaten my safety, but mostly for zombies. The one other thing that's not out here that I need to grab is the machete. I think we don't have like a little axe or hatchet or anything, so I'll take the machete as my wood management tool. Last but not least, I will be taking a tarp to make sure that I'm protected from elements, or if I have to sleep on the ground, I have something I can cover with. So, next up is trying to fit it all onto the motorcycle. There's also a couple other things in here that I always leave in the motorcycle. So I've got a tire repair kit, a pump, some tools, and then just some sunglasses in case I stop somewhere and I want to look cool doing it. And also like eye protection and stuff, whatever. So those will be coming with me as well. Just stopped for a quick breather at this little town called Forks, and I don't know, supposedly they said there's like a movie that got filmed here or something like that. Something about vampires and werewolves, which sounds pretty epic and awesome. It'd be hard to make that cheesy or lame, so I need to research that and figure out what movie that is. But yeah, Forks looks interesting. Who is Bella? Nice truck though. This is Hurricane Ridge. It is quite beautiful. Great panorama, even out on this side. Out over here, there's some snow-capped mountains. It was really busy though today. It's a Saturday, so the road, although it's a really beautiful road, nice windy roads, didn't get to enjoy it like we probably would on a weekday. So I'm gonna head back down and find the dirt road that it goes to the campground that I'm planning to stay at. It's quite beautiful up here. It's hot. Alright, so I finally got up and made it into camp. Today was almost a disappointment. I got all the way up here, drove through the campground, and nothing was available. Went all the way to the top of this mountain, really beautiful views. And there were some places I looked like I could have put a hammock, but it was marked like no camping, fragile environment, blah blah blah, whatever. So I came back down and looped around the campground one more time. And as I was doing that, there was a gentleman who was looking over at the road when I was driving by, and I waved and he waved, and then he just asked, "Hey, are you looking for a campsite?" And I was like, "Yes, I am. I need a place to put, I'm just looking for a little place to put my hammock." And he said, "No, set it behind us." He and his girlfriend were camping, or are camping, in a truck with one of those roof tent things. And so they weren't using the tent area of their campsite, just like the fire pit and all that. And so it all worked out. I'm just kind of set up next to them. It's a nice big site, so don't feel like I'm kind of imposing. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna be staying. So just killing time now until sunsets. Yeah, just take a little walk, maybe do some reading, and enjoy the quiet. So, after a night in the hammock under the star-filled sky, I broke camp and started making my way back down the mountain. By this point, I'd mastered the art of slipping past traffic to avoid filling my lungs with dust. Today, I will be riding down the east side of the Olympic Peninsula. I don't have any plans to stop anywhere, so I'll be keeping a lookout for somewhere nice to stretch my legs. About 2 hours into the ride, I was ready to stretch my legs. I saw a sign for a Mount Walker, so I turned to check it out. I climbed a dirt road to the top of the mountain and was treated to a very nice view of the ocean below and Mount Rainier in the distance. All right, back to the road. I followed Highway 101 down the coastline for many miles. Eventually, though, the busy weekend traffic forced me to take some unplanned back roads. But I was actually grateful because it was getting much hotter, and I'd rather have the wind in my face on a back road than the sun on my back waiting for slow traffic. The back road also gave me an opportunity to offer help to a fellow biker who had fallen. Unfortunately, everyone was okay and no help was needed. Is there anything I can do to help?
I think we're all right. Thank you.
Cool. After over 400 miles of riding in the last 2 days, I finally made it back to the ground and was ready to unpack and relax. But not before breaking down my trip and whether or not it was successful. Alright, so I just got back from the trip around the Olympic Peninsula. So I thought I'd do a quick recap of what I used and what I didn't use, anything I learned, that sort of thing. Let's talk about first, sleeping bag, used. The tarp, I used it. I put it inside of the hammock to provide extra insulation. The machete I almost didn't use, but I ended up finding some wild blackberries that I used this to cut back so I could get more blackberries. Even if I hadn't used it for what I thought, like chopping wood and stuff, I think it's still good just to have just in case. So I think I would still take this next time. Or something like it that's maybe smaller. Hammock, used it. Warm clothing, did not use it, but it actually made for a great pillow, so I sort of used it. Rain gear, didn't use it at all. Dead space. This is like a balaclava head mask thing. I did use this. This helped me stay warmer at night. Water, you can see I've nearly depleted it, so I definitely did use that. Flashlight, definitely used that. Wasn't able to start a fire, so I didn't use the fire starter. Didn't use most of these, but it was just easy to grab it, so whatever. Ate most of the food, so that was great. Didn't find any zombies or bears, so this went unused, but probably still something I would take next time. Used the gimbal. I don't know if I'd take it next time. It's pretty bulky. And I definitely used all the camera gear. I didn't use as much of like the other electronic stuff. Like I didn't use any of my charging cables. I didn't use the backup GoPro. I didn't use the remote. I didn't need the backup battery because the Honda's charging worked enough. I did use the Kindle. I read a book. I was thinking about doing some like writing or something, which is why I had the iPad. I didn't use it at all. So I probably would just leave this home next time. So that is a quick summary of all the stuff. Oh, the one other thing I would probably mention, my layers. This hoodie was nice at night when I was just trying to kind of relax, and I slept in this, so that was helpful. I took my leather jacket thinking it was going to be kind of cool, and this is like a good variable jacket if it gets really cold or kind of medium warm. It was too warm. I should have brought my mesh jacket because it was actually quite hot, and I didn't use that at all at night when it was cold, so yeah, would have done that differently as well. So next time need to do a better study of the weather. I think overall did okay with the packing. I think I had some stuff I didn't need, but it easily could have come in handy like if the weather was turned or something. So yeah, we'll call this one a successful first attempt. Thank you for your time and attention. Hope you have a lovely week. Goodbye, Fresno.
Real good.